trafficking is.
Nope. Sorry.
Sounds like drug trafficking. Yeah, I guess so. Like maybe like the trafficking of sex for money.
I have not heard of that.
Do you think it might be a problem in Colorado?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's a problem in every part of the United States.
I've heard of it, yes, but I don't know, like, for the states, like, if it's a problem.
I'm just going with my gut. I'm gonna say no.
I don't think it's good. It's causing trouble in this country.
So you think it's a problem?
A very big problem.
Do you think sex trafficking is a problem in Colorado?
In Colorado? I don't know.
That trafficking is over there someplace. It's, you know, but it's not here, and it is here, and it's in your own backyard. I mean, trafficking has crossed the borders, not only internationally. It's crossed the border of Colorado. It's crossed the border of Denver, and it's right in everybody's hometown.
This crossroads of I-70 and I-25, and that's just not what makes Denver a good place for commerce, but it makes it a bad place for human trafficking, for drug smuggling, for immigration issues, for other things. When you have traffic corridors, you also have the corridors where you get things like human trafficking.
Colorado's a destination point for trafficking. They are trafficked within our own borders. They go from truck stop to truck stop or whatever, wherever they need them, and they are trafficked across the country.
Once a kid is on the street, boy or girl, within 48 hours, they'll generally be propositioned to perform a sex act so they can have shelter, food. Kids here in Colorado are generally those street kids that we see, but we don't ever really look at them.
When you see a place that has bars on the window and you have to push buttons to get in, that isn't the kind of spa I'm going to go to. It's not the kind of spa anybody's going to go to unless you're looking for something.
It was the third floor, I think, of a Hotel 6, and it was going on for a long time. And, you know, so certainly the desk clerk had to know, certainly the maintenance folks had to know, likely the neighbor businesses would know how something like that could go on in you know, in a private hotel, but generally a public place, for as long as it went on is bizarre. It really highlights what one of our problems in society is, people's unwillingness to see something wrong and step up and do something about it.
The traffickers will come down and bail them out, stick them in a van, and God only knows where they go. We don't know.
Sometimes they've been given massive amounts of drugs, sometimes they're just complete junkies. And meth is cheap. So it's easy to mess somebody up really badly, and to unmess them up takes a lot of time. Sometimes these kids are charged with prostitution so they can be held. And there's a super huge gap in how we can treat the children that come off the street in an effective way so that they can recover. Because jail is not a solution.
Many times they're sent to juvie, and put into foster care situations. Foster care situations are just, you know, an accident waiting to happen because the girls can leave. Within 48 hours, they're back on the streets. The person who, the trafficker, the pimp, you know, they're right there to pick them up.
Oftentimes when people are in a situation where they're held by somebody else or they're being used by somebody else, they won't say anything. It takes years and a lot of courage to come out and say, you know, hey, something's wrong here, you know, somebody help. There's such a fear for their own life, you know, even if their life is being taken away, you know, by this, I think it'd be hard to say, you know, this person is you know, something's not right, they're involved. It'd be hard to say that. It's still beyond me how locations can be unknown. The Motel 6 can be unknown. Some folks would have to, somebody somewhere would have to have known about that.
We can open our eyes and start looking around us. Look at the women who do your nails. Look at the kids who are on the mall. Look at the kids who are hitchhiking beside the road. Look at the kids who don't go to school. What do they do? And be available as other human beings to get them into education, and remember that they have self-worth.
The awareness has spread. Now it's time for you to focus on what is it we want to do. What are we going to do?
And what Colorado really needs is some good shelter homes. They can provide shelter and rehabilitation for sexually exploited children who may or may not have parental permission to put them in the shelter. A judge needs to be able to remand them if he thinks it's in their best interest. That's a goal that Colorado needs to be thinking about.
Having quality places for kids to go, to be and to grow and develop is really critical to the ending of slavery, and that is in the United States, and it's in everywhere else in the world.
So if you want legislation, if you want things to change, you have to make that change.
If there's people around that, you know, demand action, then law enforcement steps up and generally action is taken.
We're going to see it on the agendas of our Congress and our legislatures, because it's absolutely unacceptable in the world. And once people know, this is one of those conversations where you can't just sit down or buy a t-shirt. You have to get up and do something about it.